We're all so busy living our lives. And then suddenly something cuts through that, something often very unexpected.
Pediatric trauma call, 15 minutes.
A 71-year-old female with 2 stab wounds to the back.
He was found to be in traumatic cardiac arrest.
I can't feel any pulses. We're at St George's Hospital in Tooting.
Yeah, 24 hours, 7 days a week. I love that question. What's your opening hours?
St George's, London. One of Britain's busiest A&E departments, under more pressure than ever.
So do you want to watch, darling, or do you want to look away?
This is the worst day ever. You never know what's coming in, and you just have to be ready for anything.
Gas canisters exploded, 15% burns to hands, face.
In a world of uncertainty, we see a life-changing event.
I'm A&E, I need her to get out of here, please.
When patients come in, something takes over.
I'll be fine. I'm going to be very fine.
A place where life,
Give me an A, give me an E.
love,
Okay, good lad, well done.
and loss unfold every single day.
Did you enjoy the Queen's birthday yesterday?
I watched the football.
All the patients you're about to see were treated in just one 24-hour period.
Don't worry.
We get to see people who love one another in loads of different ways. Yes. And I think you can give someone the best care in the world, but really what they want is to hold the hand of the person that they love and for them to tell them that they're going to be okay.
You're my hero.
Dad, if you hit my leg on a door, I'll break your knee.
Give me a foot massage. No. Please.
You've got fungalous foot.
I haven't got a fungalous foot.
I'm going to the doctor.
Liz has been a nurse at St George's for the past 10 years.
Here she comes to save the day.
Right, who wants to go where? I wanted to be a vet when I was a really little girl because I loved animals. Oh, I almost did the splits then. Have you got keys on you?
Splits.
Yeah. We had pets at home. I had 2 pet rats, actually, which are very cute. They sound smelly, but they're not. They're the cleanest things ever, and they used to climb up my hair and sit on my head.
I still think you should benefit from a head scan, but that's me.
But then about aged 11, I realised that actually the job would entail quite a lot of putting animals to sleep and things, and that changed my mind. Any recess? Both me and my sister did different degrees first of all, but my mum was a nurse and my grandma was a nurse, and we've now, both me and my sister have become nurses, so she says it must be in the blood somewhere. Don't wake yourself up again before we get the morning. Yeah. I love being in resus. I just love the variety, the never knowing what's coming in the door. Practical 10 minutes. All emotions are heightened. Grief at its worst or love at its finest come out in the resus area. He's got hit around the head with a hammer. Again. Apparently it happened to him 2 weeks ago. I don't think I could ever do a 9-to-5 office job.
Ambulance service.
My husband's fallen over while playing ice hockey. I'm not sure what's happened to him.
What's the address of the emergency?
It's Streatham Leisure Centre on Streatham High Road.
Hello, St George's ED. 10 minutes. Okay. Thank you. Bye. Practical 10 minutes. It's a 24-year-old who's had a cardiac arrest.
A man in his 20s is being rushed to A&E after suffering a cardiac arrest during a game of ice hockey.
There's cardiac arrest and a 24-year-old. Phone goes and says it's cardiac arrest, you worry anyway for the patient, but if it's a cardiac arrest in someone in their 20s, then you're especially worried. The adrenaline kicks in straight away. We'll get our drugs out. If an out of hospital cardiac arrest, it's very rare that you get the person back. You kind of got in the back of your mind, this may not end well.
The man was with his wife at the ice rink when he collapsed.
The Sunday morning, I remember that the weather was grey and it was raining because we'd been in Sicily and it had been so sunny and beautiful. We woke up late and he said he was very tired and he said that he wasn't feeling well. I thought absolutely nothing of it. I was going to watch him because it was a championship game. We were 17 minutes into the game. Corey was playing really badly. Corey had skated to the goalkeeper and he fell on the ground.
Are they here?
I remember his helmet hitting the floor of the ice. I just knew something was not right at all, and I just got up. I was like banging on the doors to the ice rink. They rolled him over, and I could quite clearly see that he was starting to go blue. And I just started screaming that somebody needed to do something.
Corey's teammates administered CPR for 25 minutes before doctors and paramedics arrived and finally managed to get a pulse.
Just remember this huge hive of activity just taking place, and they were just literally just going at him. I just sat there really, I just sort of stopped crying and I felt like I was just going to be sick.
Corey is a 24-year-old who was playing ice hockey. He was witnessed by his team members to collapse onto the ice. They immediately went to him and found him without a pulse. He had a no-flow time, maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes. He had a low-flow time with CPR of about 20 minutes. He had 2 milligrams of adrenaline, 150 of amiodarone, and a total of about 8 shots. The only other intervention is he's been actively cooled. His wife is with us at the moment.
We transfer you off the oxygen.
Corey was placed in an induced coma at the scene in an attempt to prevent further injury to his brain and major organs.
In a cardiac arrest, there's no oxygen getting to any of your brain, so it just stops. If your brain's starved of oxygen, very, very quickly it will start to die off. I think he had 8 shocks in total. He's now been in ROSC for 20 minutes. There's a lot of things that can go wrong and a lot of things that you need to get in place to make sure that this person stays alive. I mean, obviously you've got them connected up to the monitors and everything, but you never leave that person alone. CO2. There's a chance that their heart could stop beating again at any time. Are you free to check out some fentanyl with me?
Doctors need to work quickly to minimise the risk of continuing damage to Corey's brain.
I had resigned myself that he was dead. It was just so sudden. I think if somebody gets sick gradually, you can kind of process that information, but this, I don't... Yeah.
It's been 20 minutes since Corey arrived in resus after going into cardiac arrest whilst playing ice hockey.
Right, you're going off to scan now, aren't you?
He needs an urgent CT scan to try and establish what caused his heart to stop. It will also show any major damage his brain has suffered after being deprived of oxygen for over 25 minutes.
The worst case scenario is brain death. You can get a hypoxic brain injury, which means that although your body might be awake and functioning, there's actually not a lot going on in your brain. You're not able to speak, you can't communicate. Or if you get too bad a hypoxic brain injury, then you die as a result.
His wife is waiting in the relatives' room.
When Corey was in hospital, we'd been married for a week. I first met him at my friend's birthday party in Toronto. I was on a study abroad year. He was just making me laugh. I felt like I'd known him forever and we just really hit it off. He was so genuine. The first date, he asked me if I'd come ice skating, and I literally put the skates on and I could just about get on the ice, and he was like, "You can't skate?" I was like, no. He was like, "Don't you skate in England?" I was like, no. I remember our first kiss. I can remember him being very sort of nervous and twitchy, which was odd because we'd been spending quite a lot of time together. I realised I loved him gradually, it crept up on me. One day, we were in this really noisy tapas bar. I was sort of looking over the dinner table, and I just kind of knew from then that it was right. I was just like, this person's great. It's kind of when you realise you want to spend your life with someone and that things didn't get any better than this, so.
Doctors will need to wait for the full results of Corey's CT scan before they'll know whether he's suffered any life-changing injuries.
Distal phalanx. Isn't phalanx a funny word?
You've broken it. You broke it down. Look, you see the bone? Yeah, I see it. Ah! I'll keep you still now, wouldn't it? No more running for a while for you.
A&E St George's. Adult trauma, yeah, by air. Right ankle. And you're going to land in 7 minutes. 0, thank you, bye. Adult male HEMS trauma call, 7 minutes. There's an adult male trauma call, 7 minutes, HEMS by air.
Fallen 10 feet, scaffolding,
yeah.
Fracture dislocation ankle.
A 55-year-old man is being airlifted to St George's after falling from scaffolding at home.
Trauma call coming in. Yeah, going to 7.
It was just a general Sunday. I agreed that I'd cook him a cooked breakfast of 4 works. And after that, he decided that he wanted to go outside and do some work on the house.
That's quite a significant fall. So we're going to go straight to CT, do a trauma serious CT to find out everything. Yeah, absolutely, 10 feet, it's quite high.
So he went up the ladder and I went into the kitchen, and then I heard this crash.
Due to the severity of his injuries, paramedics dispatched an air ambulance crew to the man's home.
C1 copy, patient being loaded onto the aircraft at 16. Got you lifted from Red Hill, route to St George's at 17.
So I rushed out to him and he was laying there on the floor. And that's when I noticed that his foot was literally being held on by his sock. I couldn't believe how many people turned up. All of a sudden my garden was just covered in equipment. That really did send a shiver down my spine.
We can check and see if he's got a pulse with his foot.
Yeah, she did neurovascularly intact.
Oh, okay,
so
fine. All right. Okay, fine.
I just felt that a bit of life had gone out of him. Thought, you know, there's that big, strong guy at the mercy of everybody else rather than him taking control, which is usually what he does. When your husband's being flown off in a helicopter, all those dreadful thoughts go through your head. It's just a very strange feeling when someone that you love just disappears.
We're wondering if we can go straight to CT.
If they're coming in by air, by helicopter, then you know that it's going to be quite a serious trauma. And there's either been a very high impact or there are very serious injuries involved.
Okay, this is John. He's 55. He was on a building stage, and as it tipped over, he jumped off and landed on his right leg and sustained an open fracture dislocation of his right ankle. Interventions have been a failed relocation, the fascia's too tight. It's been irrigated with 500 mils of normal saline, covered with a dressing and vac splinted. He's also been immobilised at the top end as this was a distracting injury.
Okay, thank you.
Oh.
Doctors are concerned that the high impact of his fall may have caused multiple injuries and need to CT scan his entire body.
Falling 10 foot can do an awful lot of damage. But if they've had an injury that bad, then you worry what else has gone on the rest of their body. The impact travels up the leg and up through the spine, so the chances are they may have fractures in their spine as well. His whole body's had a complete shock, so you just need to make sure that you're on top of anything else that could go wrong with him.
Yeah, I just have a porridge with dried nuts and fruit on top. How do you cook yours? Do you cook with milk or water?
Water.
Yeah, but I do with mine. I just put in a bowl, put the milk in, put in the microwave for a couple of minutes. Give it a stir up, and it's all nice and thick. I'll tell you what's nice as well, but it's expensive. Manuka honey. It's supposed to be one of the most healthiest things you can have.
Doctors are still awaiting the full results of Corey's CT scan. He's being kept in an induced coma whilst they try to establish what would have caused his heart to stop.
His wife's outside. I don't know if anyone's spoken to her yet. I think he's slightly cover him up and get the wife in. I can quite happily deal with any of the situation, any of the patients that come in, and if they're really sick or even dying, I can cope with it until the relative comes in. And the point at which the relative comes in and starts crying is when it hits me and I think, oh, actually, that makes the whole situation kind of more real. Hello there. Is anyone here the wife of Corey?
I'm begging he's not had, like, a brain problem.
We're just waiting for the scan result to come back. You're right. Do you want to come in? So we're still breathing for him. So we're also going to get the cardiologist to come down and do a quick scan of his heart whilst he's down here.
He's so cold.
Yeah, what the ambulance crew actually actively called him. So it's to help preserve the brain after a cardiac arrest. They actually actively cool him down.
We've only been married 7 days.
I know.
My best friend, if he dies, I don't know what I'll do without him.
We'd been living in London just over a year, and it was New Year's Day, and we went to the pub. He kind of looked across the table and said, well, would you like to get married? Should we get married? And I was like, yeah, we should get married. So we actually went and bought the engagement ring together, and he wouldn't tell me when he was going to give it to me. And we had planned to go to Budapest, and I was like, he's so going to propose. We went to the opera, and as we got to the bottom of these really nice stairs, Corey just got down on one knee, which was really, really beautiful. He did it better than I ever could have imagined. We got married in Sicily because it's a really, really beautiful place. I was just really nervous to be stood up, I think, in front of all the people we knew.
It's difficult to say, really, because we don't know exactly what's going on, we don't know exactly what we're treating.
And as I looked across at Corey didn't look nervous at all. He was just standing there smiling. And so that made me feel better. It just felt so natural. That sounds odd, but it just felt like really the right thing to do. It makes you feel the same, but so much better. It's just knowing that you've always got someone. And like, it was just nice to stand up in front of all of our friends and say stuff.
"55-year-old software developer John needs an emergency CT scan after he fell 10 feet from scaffolding. His wife Penny is travelling to the hospital from their home in Surrey.
I first met John in 1977. We were teenagers. John had just turned 16 and I was approaching 16, so we've been together virtually forever.
Ready, steady, go. That's it, stop.
If you're scanning everything.
I remember our first kiss on the doorstep of my house, of course, because we didn't venture out very far. He's a good foot taller than I am, and I used to have to stand right on the doorstep where the door closes and then sort of stretch up to kiss him. And he says one of the first things I said to him is, I don't do French kissing. I just like the feel of him around me, and then just looking up into those beautiful big brown eyes. I think that was what sealed it. It was whoosh. It was quite a whirlwind, really. We'd got engaged, we'd bought our house, and we were married with twins by the time I was 26. The only memories I have without him really are just very young childhood memories. He's everything to me. Everything.
Doctors will need to wait for the full results of John's CT scan before they can decide on the next stage of his treatment.
did say to her, don't put it anywhere near your ear, and obviously that was like a red rag to a bull, so she just did it. OK, I'll let you know how we're getting on anyway. I'm hoping it won't be too much longer.
4-year-old Beatrice has come to A&E with her mum Sarah after getting a gem sticker lodged in her ear.
I think you always expect that you're going to have a perfect little bundle and you've got an inbuilt sort of like manual of how you're going to look after your child, and it's nothing like that at all. You didn't put anything in the oven, did you?
No.
Just this one?
Just this one.
Do you think it was probably a bit of a silly thing to do? When we first met, we always wanted children, but we did want to sort of get married and just enjoy being a couple to start with. Do you remember when you used to dress up as a doctor?
Yeah.
So we did that a good 3 years, actually. And it was more important having that time together before we actually had a family. I would leave it if you don't mind, sweet pea.
I don't mind.
When we found out we were pregnant, we were just delighted about the whole thing. And we did used to talk to the bump, yeah, and we used to play music really loudly as well. Right, I can see a doctor. Stand up and smile, they might come quicker. Stand up tall, look. Hello, hi. Obviously, there's a lot of books as well to tell you the exact things that you need to do to create Einstein, so we did all of that. As I think every parent probably does, but just no one actually ever admits to it. Let's lift you up.
Right.
You're going to tell the doctor what's happened.
Tell me what's happened.
I put a sticker in my ear.
Sticker in your ear.
What's it like? It's a little round one, isn't it?
A little round.
And it's a gem sticker.
Did you roll it up into a little ball or anything before, or did you just stuff it in?
I just stuck it in.
It's like an oval-shaped gem sticker. I don't know which size she's putting this. It's 3.
It's a big one.
OK, so a larger one, yeah.
Stuck it.
All right.
Quite a way in, haven't you?
Got it in. Is it hurting you at all?
It's hurting.
It is hurting, is it?
It's right down in my brain.
So what we're going to do, if it's all right with you, is have a look in this one first, just to make sure I know what your normal ear looks like. And then I'll have a look in the one you've got the sticker in, see how deep it is, and see if we can get it out for you.
Really deep.
Initial results of John's CT scan have revealed a complex ankle fracture. Doctors are concerned that the impact may have damaged the blood vessels and nerves in his foot.
Hello, sir. So, how bad's your pain now on a scale of 1 to 10?
About 4 or 5, maybe.
OK.
Oh, maybe a 6.
All right, just leave it. Don't move it, that's fine. Sharp scratch.
Ooh.
Are you OK?
Yeah, it was just really painful for a couple of seconds.
Specialist orthopaedic doctors have arrived to assess the extent of his injury.
Now that it's a bit calmer, I'm just going to ask you again about that feeling of numbness in that right leg. Is that still there?
I think I can feel my toe. I'm trying to wriggle my right toe.
Can you do that?
I can't. Well, hang on a second.
That's perfect. That's all I need to see. I'm just going to have a little look at the wound. Shouldn't be too much moving of the ankle.
Oh, I hope not.
It's really sore. I know. I appreciate that. I just want to have a little look up.
An open fracture is where the bone has snapped but it's come out through the skin. So there's bits of bone sticking out through the skin, which can be very, very serious because there's much higher risk of infection. So infection not only in the skin and the surrounding areas, but actually infection into the bone.
Gosh, that's awful. That's probably... I haven't seen one as bad as that for a while.
His wife Penny is on her way to St George's.
Poor John's had to support me a lot over our years. 10 years ago, I thought I had cancer. I knew I had to have major surgery for hysterectomy, and at the same time my dad was dying. Plus, my daughter was going off to university, and I just felt bereft.
So what are you doing at work on a Sunday?
Well, I've got a bungalow and there's one room upstairs. It's got rotten timbers, so I had some scaffolding. I've had it up there for weeks. I've been up and down it fine, and today I was taking it down, can you believe?
Oh, I see.
And it bloody fell down.
Oh, no.
I feel like a complete idiot.
I don't know how I would have coped without John being there. I really can't imagine ever getting through it. He's been an absolute rock.
Ah, lordy, lordy.
If there's nothing else that's identified on the CT scan, we'll want to have a look at your joint in theatre.
Yes.
OK?
He was there for me when I lost my mum. My sisters and I nursed my mum for almost a year, so he had to put up with me just running in and out the house, going to work, changing, running off to the hospital, coming back, throwing whatever I could lay my hands on as a meal, and then rushing back off to the hospital. And I think for him to put up with that is pretty damn supportive.
Like having toothache in it all night long.
Yeah.
With a bit of luck, they might be able to do something for you, at least take away the pain. I say when I came in here after that cardiac arrest, I've never experienced so many people around me in one hit.
I don't have time for that. I'm saving lives.
I wish I could find that lady that saved my life. I'd love to have thanked her, but, you know, it's
almost impossible.
Doctors have received the initial results of Corey's CT scan. They show no clear sign of a blood clot or abnormality in his brain that may have caused his heart to stop.
What do you think?
So I'm not sure what's going on. It could be a PE.
I was told that there was obviously no trauma before this as well.
There's no trauma.
OK.
Cardiologists have arrived to conduct an ultrasound of Corey's heart to see if a blockage or defect is putting him at risk of another cardiac arrest.
Corey's mum told me he was a difficult child because he always had an answer for everything. Not only was he top of the class at school, I think he was in the top 10 graduates from Ontario, so he got a full scholarship to the University of Toronto. His dad said that when he graduated from high school, Corey won every single award pretty much at school, and it got to the point where he couldn't actually hold on to all these awards. And that's why his mum thought he was going to be the president of Canada. They shove them out on the ice in Canada when they're like 1. So Corey started skating probably at the same time he started walking. His dad was a hockey coach, so he used to turn the back garden into an ice rink. So this basically involved turning the hose pipe on and filling the entire garden with water so it froze over. And he was very athletic, like, throughout his whole childhood, and he loved all of his outdoors stuff. He'd always want to try something new, know new things and do new things. That's what I was attracted to.
Stay ventilated like this for a few days. By keeping nice and sedate, stops his brain going into reactive. And it means that hopefully you don't feel less sweat in the brain.
So he's got swelling, I think.
Well, by having got swelling all over
because of the shock.
Because his body didn't get the function.
What does this mean?
We don't know.
until the patient's woken up. You've got no idea how this has affected them, how badly brain damage they've got, how they're going to function, whether they're going to be able to function normally again, and how it's going to affect their life long term.
We were just starting our life. Like, Corey just said to me recently that he was really, really happy, and like, it just seemed cruel to take it all away from him.
Do you need me to help you?
You realise like what a good life you've had. Nothing else seems important.
With no obvious blockage in his heart, Corey will be taken to intensive care, where he'll be kept in an induced coma. Doctors will be unable to assess the extent of the damage until they feel it is safe to try and wake him up.
Everything that you see in A&E, it just teaches you to live life to its fullest, because you wake up one day and anything can happen to you. I mean, I do look at these long-term relationships and think actually it would be nice to be in a relationship like that myself. A lot of people say the most important thing is they're not going to regret not having the best job or not having the best home, but actually regret not having someone to love them is probably a bigger regret for them.
I'm very brave. You've got to do a deal with the doctor and tell him that you're not going to do it again, haven't you? Yeah?
I'm not going to do it again and stick it in my ear again.
Or anywhere?
Or anywhere.
No? So you just look at me.
4-year-old Beatrice has a gem sticker stuck in her ear.
Don't move, don't move. Don't move at all.
Oh, nearly got it.
Just stay really still, sweet pea.
Doing really well. It's just really well wedged against the sort of the wall.
Okay. She did say she pushed it right.
So you've done a good job of it. If you're going to do it right, eh?
Too far in.
Yeah.
It's a little bit stuck.
Having children, it has changed our life an awful lot. Changed it for, you know, in a very positive way.
The thing is, it's right tucked onto the edge. It's quite hard to get some purchase around it.
You're suddenly very tired. I think we thought we'd never actually eat a meal together again, but you are a family, and this is your child, is your baby, and you just work it out together of how best to look after them, really. But we still have fun together.
The small plate isn't when my thing is in there.
Yeah? Let's hold my hand.
It gets really good.
It might be a little bit ouchy, but if we can get it out, then we don't need to come back, yeah? Ready? It's really good. Look at me, you're amazing. You're being amazing, sweetie. Look at me, look at me.
There we go.
Look, it's out. It's amazing. It was the big one. Yay! Can you hear now?
Yeah.
So nothing else to go in your ears, okay?
Okay, Mummy.
Come on, let's lift you off. Well done. You're very, very brave.
Doctors are preparing 55-year-old John for emergency orthopaedic surgery to realign his foot and assess for any further damage. His wife Penny and son Daniel have arrived from Surrey.
Hi, I'm one of the nurses. I've just got your family here, all right?
Are they here?
Yeah.
Oh, super duper.
John, it's me, darling. How are you doing?
Fine. All right, son?
Yeah, I'm all right. You?
Yeah.
You all right, dolls?
Yeah, it's... I just feel such an idiot.
Well, do you know what, babe? It's done now.
I felt it going, and I thought I'd just jump off. And I waited for my moment, I jumped off, but just landed so hard on that right foot.
Yeah, you would.
Jesus, that was really hard.
But do you know what? I've still got you. It was really difficult seeing the person that I love in so much pain, and to know that I couldn't do anything for him. To know that he was just not himself. Sorry. Babes, don't worry about anything, all right? We'll sort it out.
I just thought while you're here, you can...
Yeah. Why have you got this on?
I don't know. Maybe they don't want me to look around.
So we're just saying to John that we kept this on just as a precaution, but so far it looks like it's just
his ankle.
He's literally going to theatres now and see what's happening.
I hope it's not infected.
Yeah. So that's the main risk. Is there anything that you wouldn't want us to do while you were asleep if it came life or limb threatening in an emergency?
It'll be a bit worrying to wake up with no foot or ankle been chopped off.
That is true.
Is that a possibility here?
This is a serious injury. Okay,
I
so
understand.
We need to get onto it quickly.
Yeah,
okay. But
go on,
yes,
crack
not
on.
on this sitting, no.
Okay.
So we'll have a little look and see, but it might be that this is the first sort of emergency operation to get everything lined up
And then
again.
I might have to have others.
Exactly.
So how long is it going to be in theatre?
So minimum an hour and a half, maximum 3-4 hours, something like that.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, well, good job I brought my book, darling, then, yeah? You're right. I'm not going anywhere until I know you're all right. I said my vows, meaning every single word, and I think every single one of them over the last 30 years have probably come true. In sickness and in health, that's definitely happened. For richer, for poorer, we've had some poor times. We've had some times where we've really had to tighten our belt, but it is forever. See you later, darling,
Okay.
yeah?
Don't cause any trouble.
We all think that we have loved, but it's not until you meet the right person that you know what love is. It's a rather lovely feeling to have tucked in your heart.
I do feel lucky to have Penny. I have no idea what would have happened had I not met her. They sort of say that there's somebody out there for everybody, and I think I found her, early on.
I was just going to the car to drive to the hospital. It was about midday and they'd called me and said, "We've woken Corey up." I remember Corey being there in his bed and he looked very, very sleepy, and he was awake. But he sort of gripped my hand and he just sort of looked kind of vacant, and it was just, like, in some ways I was so happy that he'd woken up, but then they couldn't tell me what he was going to be like.
The first thing I remember is not really understanding why I was in a hospital. I saw Alice. She was super beautiful. Loving somebody when they're fit and able and healthy is one thing. Loving someone when they're sick and ruined is another. And she's shown her true colors. I had to relearn how to read a clock. People had to post up a sign to say, "It is Tuesday." She had to watch me almost like a parent watching an infant grow into an adult. Even though I've had such bad luck with the situation, I have such good luck with her. It just proves to me that I married the right person.
Oh, it goes fast. It's like the fun fair. It's the fun fair.
St George's. A head-on collision, combined speed of 90 miles an hour. Already had 1 unit of blood.
She wasn't in a good way at all.
Michelle, let's get a scan done quick, guys. There might be something with the chest.
Adult male trauma call, 5 minutes.
A lot of these injuries are time critical. If you don't restart the blood supply to the foot, the worst case scenario is that there might be some kind of amputation.